All right, good morning. We'll go on the record. Who do we have?
You are welcome to yet another episode of HN What's Your Say? The #1 listening show, where we discuss real issues with real people like you. We are still featuring R. Kelly. It looks like many people who have over time shared celebrity status with R. Kelly have not been so happy about the whole idea of sharing. Only recently, a reporter met up with famous American actor, movie director and martial artist Michael Jai White, and asked him what he thought about the R. Kelly 30-year sentence. To be specific, the reporter asked whether Michael thought the 30-year sentence was justified or not. Without even thinking about it, Michael responded, "I think it is justified." And because he too could feel that he had rushed to condemn the R&B king without even thinking about it for a minute, he again rushed to explain himself as to why he thinks the harsh sentence is justified. And so he said, "Man, you have known me for a very long time and you know well I don't give a shit about R. Kelly being a star." It instantly looked like he had decided, R. Kelly being a star deserved the 30 years in prison.
He might get out when he's 80, if he's lucky. Do you feel that 30 years in a case like this is justified, or do you think they threw the book at him?
I think it's justified.
Okay.
Because, hell, bro, you know me for a long time. I don't give a shit about somebody's, stardom.
With all this said, Michael Jai White becomes the latest addition on the list of celebrities who think R. Kelly indeed deserves to be locked up for the rest of his life. And just like Chance the Rapper, Nick Cannon and many others who have not returned to media to apologize, or at least attempt to erase the damage caused when they spoke about R. Kelly. He goes on in the interview to say he thinks we all are equal. This statement about equality made me imagine that Michael Jai White was likely envious of R. Kelly, and his major problem was likely the fact that he and Kelly were never equal in anything throughout their lives as stars. While Michael is great an actor, he just couldn't match up the value R. Kelly gave to society as probably one of the greatest songwriters that have ever existed. Another thing Michael Jai White does not understand is that he may not be in R. Kelly's shoes, simply because he is nowhere close to being the target. The group the state is looking to fail are the extremely successful African Americans that command a net worth in the higher tens or hundreds of millions. With a net worth ceiling of only $5 million, Michael Jai White just doesn't qualify as a target by the enemy. One may argue and say, but R. Kelly's net worth is currently in negatives. It's net worth ceiling we are referring to, not current net worth. And R. Kelly was once somewhere over $115 million before the blackmail started. Well, the world has transformed so much that lately, it's no longer what you do that really matters anymore, but what the world thinks you have done. Robert did hundreds of great things for the world, for people and for the very people that finally sent him to prison. All this is not known, and indeed as said, it appears that what really matters is what the world thinks he did. Right now the world thinks R. Kelly is a pedophile, and even though the reality is that he is a good man, it doesn't really matter because what people believe is what really counts. And just like that, the world may think Michael Jai White is a saint, simply because what he actually does, we cannot know. What we think he does are great movies, train martial arts, and live the life of a star. The real person is usually the unknown that takes place when nobody else is watching. Not until his skeletons in the wardrobe pop their skulls out, we can't really say we know somebody. Former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo had always been the first person to condemn women's sexual harassment, until he became the culprit himself. Before he got caught, many probably thought he was wholly like he portrayed himself. Maybe he would even be making comments about R. Kelly like Michael Jai White is doing. And maybe he didn't really do what he is said to have done. But like I said earlier, this doesn't really matter but what people think about him. As people take time off to judge R. Kelly, therefore, they ought to do this reservedly just in case their turn to face the press is around the corner. Michael Jai White did not stop there. He went ahead to say, he imagines if one of the supposed R. Kelly victims was his cousin that he cared about, he would be out to get that person that did it to her. in the process revealing that he doesn't really care about the current accusers much because they are not his relations anyway. This is so wicked for a man who is loved by millions of parents around the world. People he knows and those he will never meet in his entire lifetime. If they too decided not to care about him because he is not their relation after all, what would be left of Michael Jai White? I don't know. I am sure it's clear now who between R. Kelly and Michael Jai White actually does love people as much. It appears that while Jai White cares about only his relations, R. Kelly does extend his love to those who need it, regardless of whether they are related to him or not. Even though this could be the cause of R. Kelly's being in jail, it remains a good trait regardless. And after all is said and done, the world will surely remember him for that. According to Brandon P. When you listen to Michael Jai White speak about the topic, you will realize that all he said was, you shouldn't get away with stuff just because you are rich, but if you are poor, it's excusable because you are simply starstruck and cannot help it. Just why do people condemn being rich, and then pretend by saying they believe we are all equal? Why then recommend a special punishment for the rich, and nothing for the poor? I call that playing double standards. Okay, we know well Michael Jai White may have been named after Saint Michael, but this doesn't necessarily make him a saint. Every human being has something they have done that they are not very proud of. So for someone to come out and judge others like they are sinless themselves, it just isn't right at all, and Michael Jai White should refrain from it. If you wish to take part in a live interview on this channel discussing any of these topics, let us know by emailing us on sashahnnewsroom@gmail.com for scheduling. That is all we had for you today on HN What's Your Say? To keep updated whenever we post a new video, subscribe to this channel now. Also remember to hit the bell icon and enable notifications. And feel free to share your opinions with us in the comment section below, and let us know if you would like us to publish your views in our next release. We value all our subscribers' opinions.